EmKay, one question haunts and hurts.
Too much to mention.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Top Oz Fandom Podcast, Down the Yellow Brick Pod, in our 7th season. Too much to mention because we are still at it. I'm Tara.
And I'm EmKay, and we are your royal custodians meets Connie and Carla of Oz, preserving and peeling back the curtain on the wonderful world located somewhere over the rainbow and its perseverance in culture.
Join us tossing open our textbooks and grimoires as we fall down fresh new rabbit holes this season.
You may find us hanging out with Elphaba's granddaughter in Gregory Maguire's Another Day series.
Or taking a detour, second star to the right and straight on to morning.
Or chasing Judy Garland-size rainbows.
Or perhaps providing our L. Frank to be exact, analysis of Wicked for Good. Don't be offended.
In addition, we will also be conducting interviews with Ozian delights in our Slipperhood, Good Witch, and Masters Behind the Curtain series. Stay tuned for a magical lineup of guests.
The Wizard of Oz has been with us, like so many of you, since our earliest of memories. And now in adulthood, it's gotten us through some frightening times. And friends, we have such faith that it will continue to do so.
Off the pod, please say hi to us on Instagram and TikTok, and consider joining our Patreon Pod Squad if you haven't already. Exclusive content and community events and bonus giveaways, oh my! We live to spoil our Patreon fam, and they are the first to receive all official Down the YBP updates, including discounts to live shows, merch, and our annual retreat. Sign up today with a free week trial at any tier. Your support makes the pod's dreams that we dared to dream really do come true.
Now, may the world of Oz continue to be a bewitching escape in bewildering years, nostalgic and nuanced, and keep on changing us for good. To Oz, EmKay.
To Oz. Victoria Carbol was born and raised in Vancouver, Canada. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Medieval History from Durham University in the UK and a Master's of Arts in Theology from Regent College in British Columbia. She is also a musician known for creating cinematic theme songs for her favorite novels and is a founding member of the global book soundtrack phenomenon, Bookish Songs Collective. When not lost in the fantastic, you can find her sipping a hot beverage with her real-life found family, or traipsing the woods with her small but mighty terrier, Bones. A Great and Powerful Tyranny is her first novel.
Welcome back, Ozians. So good to be in your earbuds, if we are in your earbuds, or if we're on your Alexa. Oh my goodness, what an honor. Happy to be here. Today's episode, I'm Tara, by the way. EmKay is joined with me, but we have a very special guest here. Today's episode is for the Gelfie girls and gays. Yes, it is. And all those who are thirsting for a sapphic riff on The Wizard of Oz, because I know you are, and we're very, very happy to finally get this moment. Where has a sapphic Wizard of Oz been all these years? The wait is over, my friends. We are mere days ahead of this fabulous book's release, and we are so stoked to welcome the author in her debut, Victoria Carbol, to our pod of A Great and Powerful Tyranny, which you're going to see in just a second if you're watching this, which is also our summer book club pick. We're so stoked about that. So welcome, Victoria. It's so good to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yay!
So glad you're here.
We're so pumped. So, okay, we're just ahead of everything like really taking off. What is all of the celebratory events, signings? What is that looking like for you, virtual, in person? Could you share a little bit about what's ahead?
Yeah, so the book comes out on June 23rd, which is that what, 5 days now when we're recording this?
Gosh, so close.
And
Less
then
than
we
a
have,
week.
I know, it's crazy. I just turned in the sequel actually like I don't know, 3 days ago or something.
Whoa.
Very
So
cool.
I have been so out of the loop with this. Like, I mean, obviously I know that it's happening, but I've been so one track mind that I'm like, okay,
Hyper
wait,
Yes.
focused.
promo time. Okay, yes. So it's
Yeah,
coming
that's
out
wild how that
very
works.
soon. I know. It's such a whirlwind. And I think, so I'm getting on a tangent already, but I think
Please
because
do.
Page Street is a smaller publisher, so I think their timelines are faster than some other ones. This is
Hmm.
obviously my first experience, but
Interesting.
I know like some people sell the book and then it's 2 years before it comes out, but ours was 11 months, so it's just been like a
Wow.
crazy whirlwind. So I'm
Yeah.
glad it's like, whoo, finally here. Yes, we have very exciting things next week. On the 24th is my Vancouver launch at the Perfect Match Bookshop,
Yay.
which I'm really looking forward to. Should be really fun with just all my family and friends, and then hopefully some other people. And then
Yes.
on the 26th, I'm gonna get the dates wrong, but there's a little mini tour happening. I'm going to Chilliwack, which is a city a couple hours from here, and then on July
Cool.
10th, I'll be in Seattle. So it's
Ooh.
Yay.
a little bit of a little small tour, and then an unofficial event. This is not really an event, but I'm going to Vancouver Island where my grandma lives to take her to the bookshop she took me to as a kid to because they're gonna stock it and I'm
Oh.
gonna like it's also dedicated to her. Hang on, I'll show you.
We love
Oh
grandmas on this pod.
my gosh.
To Billy
The
Fassa.
dedication
So
page.
yes, she doesn't know it's dedicated to her. I'm gonna take her to the bookshop to see it on the shelf and surprise her.
Don't make me
Oh my
cry right
gosh.
now,
Someone,
Victoria.
someone out there have a camera ready,
Yeah.
please.
Billy
Yes.
That's
Fossa,
gorgeous.
what a beautiful name as well.
Oh, she hated it all her life,
What?
but I think it's lovely.
It's iconic.
Billy Fossa, like Billy
Billy
Burke?
Fossa. Yeah,
Yeah,
Billy Burr, Garglinda.
Billy Burke,
exactly.
That's
Hmm.
gonna
Arglinda of
be
the
so
film.
special.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Wow. Okay, I need to gather my emotions after that. That was lovely. I'm so happy
We
for
love
you.
a
That's gonna be
Nona. We love a
we
Nana.
love a nanny. Okay,
Yeah.
we'd love to peel behind the curtain on your Oz DNA. What are your first memories of the story and how did it first find you?
Oh my God. Okay, so I feel like most of us or many of us, it was the movie. It was my mom's favorite movie. So I watched it every day, all day as a kid
Mm-hmm.
and would run around singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow until my brothers were like, shut up. So very much like I don't know, I was just so obsessed. But I didn't actually read the books until in like an English class when I was already grown. So it was very much like the film in my early years. And then I think I actually did have a picture book version of like Frank Baum's original, but it was just like an adapted, like mostly pictures. And then I watched Wicked a few years ago and then it was game over. I was like, this is my
Yeah.
entire personality now.
The
This is
musical
it.
or the film?
The film, actually. I've never seen the musical
Film.
live. I know it's on my bucket
Film
list now.
Film.
first.
I
It's
know.
there.
Film
You'll
first.
find her.
It will
You'll
come
find her.
around.
I
She'll
hope
find
so.
you.
You're
Yeah,
not
she'll
going
find you.
anywhere.
She will be
Yeah,
trucking all over the North America
I hope so.
Have you
until
listened to the cast recording at all, or you
I
were
have,
like
yeah.
completely new? Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah. I
okay.
I've been like I mean, I'm a millennial, so I also watched Glee growing up. So I was like
we understand.
Of
Osmo like
course.
filtering in the Wicked universe without having
Yes,
actually seen it. And then I have a lot of actor slash theater kid friends. So I feel like osmosis, I already knew the story and the songs,
sure.
but I hadn't actually
Yes.
like sat down and seen it for myself. I mean, I've seen clips online because who wouldn't look that up?
Right. Of course.
Yeah,
I feel like it's hard to completely miss any sort of Wicked or Oz
totally.
a sprinkle. So
Yeah.
that will be a big day.
If you're saying like I have association with theater kids, like there's just no getting around it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's in the
exactly.
first 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I love
Yes.
theater, but I've never been a theater kid. I've been theater kid adjacent. So I was always like,
Yeah.
I feel like I would like this, but I'm over here playing D&D, so I don't know. But
Oh, I love
I'm
that.
slowly being
Do you know there's
absorbed.
Oz D&D? There's Oz D&D
What?
out there.
Stop.
Yes.
That is
Yes, that's a
amazing.
conversation. Yes, 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 yes. What was it about Wicked that really spoke to you and made you so obsessed?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I really liked the music first of all, but just in terms of the story, like very much the outsider protagonist energy and the speaking truth to power. this is a whole other tangent, but I grew up like very, very religious. And so I think part of the reason I just loved Oz in general and all these portal fantasies that I grew up with was very much
Mm,
just like, oh, there could be this whole other world where like I could
yeah.
escape to or I could belong. And then when I
Mm.
saw Wicked, I was like, it's kind of like a grown-up version where even that world is like not necessarily perfect either. And some of the things that like I had maybe tried to escape still had to be confronted. I'm very much self-inserting myself into this story, but I think that's kind of why I resonated so much.
I think
For
that
sure.
you're nailing something. There is a really easy there is easy access to self-inserting yourself into
Mm-hmm.
Wicked, especially if you are feeling any sense of I want to belong somewhere, and then you see Shiz and you're like,
Hmm.
well, I would like to go to
Mm-hmm.
Shiz University and study sorcery studies. That would be great.
Yes,
It
exactly.
does speak to
It
something that,
works very well.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a comforting blanket of a film and property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And were there any sort of fan fictions yourself that you devised when it came to Oz, or ways that your brain was sort of like interpreting the story, whether it's Wicked or the Bomb books, whatever it might be?
I mean, I feel like that's what
It's
this is, maybe.
this is the
My fan
introduction.
fiction.
Yes, have you heard of my book?
Yeah.
A Great and Powerful Tyranny. Okay, so this is when that began.
So actually, I came up with the idea for this in 2012. Um,
Okay.
yeah, a long, long time ago when I was rediscovering the film as an adult and was like, this is so weird and fun. Like, and it should be a young adult book because it just had that I feel like the flavor of the 2010s YA in my brain, at least the way that I
Mm.
remade it. So I started working on it, but then I was not agented at the time and I kept hearing all these agents be like, I'm so sick of Oz. Like we just had a couple of film adaptations. People were like, put it away, no more Oz
Oz the
books. And
Great
I
and
was, yeah.
Powerful. Yeah,
So
spook
I
some
put
folks.
it sat in a file for like, what are we at now? 14 years? Well, I wrote this 2 years ago, so
Wow.
12 years. And then, yeah, when my first book was on submission, I was like, what should I write next? And then I had recently had my Wicked obsession, and I was like, shall I
Maybe
revisit
it's
this?
time. Very cool. Timing is
Wild.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is, especially in publishing.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. And not being afraid to put things to rest for the time being, I think is such a lesson. Because it doesn't
Hmm.
ever
They come
mean there's so
back.
many, yeah, there's, I think in publishing and a lot of things that are creative, you're pursuing your creative dreams. There's a lot of not yets, I think. It doesn't mean not,
Yes.
or like not now. You just have to wait a
Right.
little bit often. It's
Hmm.
a lot of patience
Hmm.
Totally.
practicing that. Yeah.
I think also because some authors, their first book is like the book of their soul, and it's really
Sure.
hard to set it aside. Whereas, I mean, this obviously has so much of me that I love in it, but I was like, I just want to write a fun, whimsical quest story. So it was sad to put it aside, but I was like, I'll write something else meaningful and, come back to it when I come back to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
So
love
fun.
that.
And this is akin to your Oz DNA. What was baked into your early fantasy reader DNA? Maybe your go-to Good Witch authors, your favorite reimaginings and retellings, if you have them.
Good question. I think the first sort of fantasy series I fell in love with was Tamora Pierce's Protector of the Small series. I'm not sure if you ever came across those.
Yes.
Mm.
Very big in
Yes.
like I feel like the 90s and early 2000s. I'm aging myself.
Yes.
Um I was obsessed with her books. It was sort of the first like woman-driven fantasy that I'd read because my parents raised us on Lord of the Rings and things like that,
Mhm.
which I
Yes.
love. But like this was sort of the first time I had read a high fantasy series where it was like about young women, especially like the Protector of the Small Quartet, because she starts out as like a 10-year-old or something. And so I was reading that as probably an 8 or 10-year-old going, oh my God, like I can be the protagonist of this story.
This is me.
Yeah, so that was like very, very transformative. Yeah, definitely. I love the high fantasy stuff and also just portal fantasy generally. This is not strictly books, but I feel like when I was kind of a tween was sort of the golden age of portal fantasy films. Like they were doing The Chronicles of Narnia, there was an Alice in
Yes, yes.
Wonderland, there was Peter Pan, like there was just all of these really fun but kind of
Fantasy
dark
reboots.
whimsical takes, yes, of like
Yeah.
classics we grew up with. And I feel like that was very formative also, and that's like the energy that I tried to put into this.
Oh, I love
Mm.
that.
Is that, I had a quick question off of
Yeah.
that. Is that sort of even just in your like writing for yourself or for fun growing up? Like, was that kind of the genre you always found yourself in?
Yes, I think the first time, well, actually, that's a good question. When I was very young, yes, I started writing when I was probably like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, but it wasn't like novels. I would journal as myself, but I would pretend that I was like a knight or a princess or a fairy.
I
Oh my
love
gosh,
So
I
I
it.
was
I
love
like
love
it.
it.
it was very much like my child self being like, this sucked and I'm mad at like this person, but like I'm a fairy though, so it's
But
fine.
there was also an ogre there as well.
Yeah, it was very like metaphorical for my
Yeah.
own life. And then
Hmm.
the first novel I wrote was actually basically just a Hunger Games knockoff, like dystopian.
Great. Love it.
Should never see the light of day. It was very much just like, I think I was 16 and I was like, I love these dystopian books. I'm going to write my own. And it's exactly the same.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Her name is Hatmiss. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And there wasn't districts, there was wards. It was different.
It's different,
Clever
okay?
though. Very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then after that, it was back into fantasy forever and always.
Cool. Love it.
Welcome back. I love it. And when you do you read and do you also read like reimaginings and retellings as well? Is that a genre that you like within the fantasy world?
Definitely. Yeah.
What do you look for? Do you like a darker twist or do you like what are the fun like ingredients that you look for when you're
Mm.
indulging as a reader yourself?
I think I used to be much more broad, but I've since kind of learned I'm not a huge fan of the cozy vibe. So I
Cozy
definitely
out.
am. I love it as a concept and I love that it's having a moment. Like I think it's so needed and
I
like
kind of
the
agree
the
with
levity of it
you.
is amazing.
Yeah.
But I found as like because in an abstract way, it's something I love. But in terms of the actual practical reading experience, I keep finding myself going, where is the conflict? So
I hear
I
you.
Mm.
think I think in terms of my own personal taste, yeah, I lean a bit darker. I was gonna say character over plot, but I could go either way on that. I do like some political intrigue, and I definitely like romance as a subplot, but like very still there.
Nice.
Nice.
Have you read any of the Oz reimaginings, retellings like Wicked or Dorothy Must Die?
I read Dorothy Must Die a long time. No, I mean it's not that old, but yes. And then did I read Wicked? I don't think I did. I think no, I think I started it and then I was like, I was working on this and I was like, I don't want it
Mm-hmm.
to impact
Space.
my own thing
100%.
too
Yeah.
much,
Yes.
because
Right.
obviously like that's its own copyrighted property. It's not the
Totally.
children's story. We're allowed to do with what we will.
Sure.
Totally, totally. You were starting to share a little bit about where this book was born and the fact that this is a book one too, which is really cool. It's a
Mhm.
duology
Mm-hmm.
book. We have the Song of the Ghost Queen coming out
Mhm.
next, correct? Is that right?
Ooh.
So the
So
Song of the
exciting.
Ghost Queen is the duology
Oh,
title.
that's what it's called together. Okay.
Yes.
Overall.
Hmm. The official book two title has not been announced, so I cannot tell you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Secrets.
Secret
Yes.
Secrets. We love a
Mhm.
secret.
surprise.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah.
How did you know you wanted to do a sapphic retelling? Where did that start to bubble on up?
Well, I'm gay, so you won't
Woo!
catch me writing about a man.
Yeah, happy Pride.
Thank you,
Let's
thank you.
go.
I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, that's part of it, obviously. Like, it's not like every character I write has to be gay, but I think Oz has just always been very gay. Like, it has a long
Hmm.
queer
Yes,
history.
but I will say, like, gay men more than gay women. So this is real cool. I feel like you're one of the first to have a lesbian flavoring on it, which I think is needed.
I think so. It's interesting because I feel like there's a lot of sapphic subtext to a lot of
Yes,
like Oz
correct.
stories.
Unspoken.
Hmm.
Yes, and
Yes.
even in like the original children's stories, I feel like the later ones with Dorothy and Ozma are kind of
Oh, yeah.
you could read it that way. Like it's maybe
For
not
sure.
explicit, but there's definitely a queer reading there. And then same with Wicked, like I think the fact that so many people that discovered it sort of later, like I did, were watching the movie going, so they're gonna
Mhm.
kiss, right? Like, isn't that the
Yeah.
story we're watching?
I
Yes.
mean, they do in the book, which is interesting. I will say that. There
Yeah.
is a little
Hmm.
spice in the book. And also in Gregory Maguire, he kind of lets sexuality be way more fluid. It's,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, there's like no real like, you're only into men, you're only
This
into
is
women.
what you are.
Hmm.
There's no language around that. People love who they love very much in that
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
I think he had said in an interview at some point, like he did intend sapphic subtext. He just didn't want to like make it explicit and have it be some sort of
Hmm.
maybe like blanket statement, which
Sure.
I think is neither here nor there. I think it's good to acknowledge the subtext, but then I also kind of wonder like, is it a man's place to be writing sapphic stories? So maybe it's good that he didn't
Mm.
do it outright. I mean,
Mm.
that's a whole conversation in and of
That is a
itself.
whole conversation.
But all
Right,
that to
right.
say, I would be hesitant to call myself the first because I think there has a long history of sapphic like subtext at least, and definitely readership and fandom that has embraced a lesbian version
Yes,
of Oz for
correct.
years. So I guess mine is maybe one of the most like explicit, like the characters are both stated to be lesbian. I mean, obviously in the world of Eldris, they use different words. But it's a lesbian story. It's about two young lesbians negotiating like their feelings and who they are in the world. So you can't separate
Yeah.
that. There's no way you can read this as subtext or say it's ambiguous as maybe compared to others.
Mm, love it.
Love it. So here for it.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about your Dorothy, Thea, who is so cool. She feels like us because I
Yes.
just graduated from nursing school and
Oh my God,
Tara just
congrats.
got her master's in library science.
I was like, this girl is
Woo.
us.
She's
I
us.
love that.
Yeah, I texted MK. I was like, wait, she's working in both of our fields.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. So
She's
funny.
gonna pursue to enter the medical field post high school graduation, but also at the
Side
local
husling. Yeah,
library.
side hustling as a
Yeah, a little
page.
side
Yes.
hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, in this economy, even the
In this
teenagers have to
economy,
work.
Hey, I
she's
get
shelving
it.
those books, babe.
I get it. She's multi-talented, multi-skilled. Okay.
Hmm.
Yes.
So, how does Thea's journey resemble Dorothy's? But then also, how do they differ? How does her journey spin off into something of its own?
Mm. Interesting. I mean, I think they start very much in the same place. There's the sense of like I want to be elsewhere. I feel othered here. And Oz slash in this world, it's called Eldris, is sort of the answer to that. But I think Dorothy very much in the end comes back to a place of like home is where she came from. And that's a good thing. And I feel like in this story, I mean, not that where she came from is necessarily bad, but she has a much more, I think growth towards home can be something else that's not where I came from. And how do I hold both of these places that I love together because they're so different? I'm different in each one. How do you go back once you've become someone else in this other place? Can you go back? So I think maybe there's a little bit more nuance, or not necessarily nuance, but a progression towards something else rather than returning to who she was.
Yeah. I feel
Oh.
like that's perfect for young adults too, who are maybe like considering
Yep.
what's next in their
I hope
life and are
so.
they gonna
Yeah.
go somewhere else for college and like it's okay to,
There's many
leave
things.
physical
Yeah.
home. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Love
Yeah.
it.
Very
Hope
cool.
so.
And we know that Thea, she is transported to Eldris, which I love. That's our version of Oz. For your readers who have yet to read this book, what is this version of Oz that you've created? Were you like picking and choosing from different research that you had done on this Oz? What sort of inspired your creation of this version of Oz, Eldris?
Yeah, I think the structure of the original story is sort of the building block, but in terms of atmosphere, culture, I was actually very much inspired by I have a degree in medieval history. So it's
Love
very
it.
What
much
does
sort of
that
like
mean? I love that. Like, I'm like, so can you fence?
no.
Oh my,
I
that's a whole
did take some
class.
fencing lessons, but I wasn't very good.
I don't
It's
It
hard.
believe
basically
you.
means it's like history, like a history degree, but I studied in the UK, so you can become much more specialized there.
Whoa,
So
cool.
my
Mm.
major, I guess, was medieval history, specifically sort of like Western Northern Europe.
That's so cool.
That's so fascinating.
It was fun.
Oh
Anyway,
my
but
gosh.
yeah, so I drew on that a lot. This is very much
To bring it
sort
to
of
its
like
world. Cool.
the classic High Middle Ages, so like 11th century kind of vibes
Cool.
in England influence. Also, Narnia was kind of an influence as well. I've kind of been pitching it to people as Wicked meets Narnia because it is very much a Wizard of Oz
Ooh.
retelling in the structure
Ooh,
of the story,
sure.
Yeah.
but kind of like the cultural
Atmospherically
influence and the
different.
atmosphere is very much more like Narnia with that sort of classic kingdom medieval
Mm-hmm.
energy. Yeah.
Totally.
And we also get, like you said, the story structure more so resembles Oz, and we get a whole found family for Thea. And that's, I think, what is most special about this book, especially seeing how they resemble our traditional trio of characters, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. And there is a heartless girl that I have a lot of affection for. Her name is Os Karen. Am I saying that correctly?
You can say it however you want.
Oh my
So
gosh.
the
Oscarin.
original Oscarin is how I initially said it.
Okay.
However,
Garen.
every single reader ever
Oscarin.
said Oscarin. So
Oscarin.
I
Oscarin.
therefore changed it, and now in the audiobook it's Oscarin.
Oh
The
However,
my
audiobook does
gosh.
feel like that is like laying down the law and
yeah,
pronunciation.
non-English speakers. Now I've had international readers and non-English speakers say Oscarin. So
Oh, I
Oscarin.
like
I
that.
know I was like in my head Oscarin.
Oscar
so there's
de
anything's
Lorenza.
fine.
Yeah, so I think they all go.
I think it's all good. I am not somebody that thinks there should be an exact one. Language evolves, whatever you want.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Well, I love her.
we've done this with Elphaba's mom, Melina.
Melina, our brains
Mm,
were completely rattled. We had Gregor Maguire on our pod, and we have been forever saying Melina for Elphaba's mother, who's not,
And he was like,
she's unnamed in anything that's like side of the book, but she's a huge character in the book. So we just started asking questions about Melina, and he was like, well,
it's like,
Melina. And we were like,
oh gosh.
wait, what? We were like, what?
yeah.
Our brains broke,
You're like,
but
I'm sorry, I'm not a real fan.
I
I'm not a real
know,
fan. I know.
but I did notice Thea's mother's name. Like how would you say her name?
I say Melina.
Melina. Melina.
You're Melina
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't clock that.
I thought I was like maybe she read maybe it's a little like nod to Wicked. So I think
I
you have
wish I were that clever, but that's just pure coincidence.
Isn't
That
that
was
crazy?
That's
I
Oz
think that this was
magic.
a name in like some fantasy book I read as a tween and
That's
was
like
like,
my
that's a
big
cool name.
takeaway is like okay, I'm going down this rabbit hole of this name.
Oh my God. I'm like,
But it was a
I'm
coincidence.
meta-narrativing it. There's all the different universes at play. No, no, no.
I think
Just
that's
coincidence.
weirdly a like an Oz little
The
ma
fans
piece
love
of
it. This is what
magic.
we live for. We live for like all the little crossovers.
Yeah,
I
that's
love the
cool.
idea that the Ozian gods have blessed me with this name.
Yes, with Melina.
Wow. Okay, that's fabulous.
Wild.
Absolutely fabulous. But getting back to Oscarin, I'm just going to
Back
say it
to
differently every single
I
Askerin.
time.
love it.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a beautiful slow burn chemistry that is a brewing throughout this entire first book with Thea and Oscarin, changing it up again.
Sorry, I have to interject with a funny tangent. You know how,
Please.
are you at all involved in the Twilight fandom?
I mean,
I've
I've
read
dabbled.
them.
I've
Yeah, I've
read them
dabbled,
all.
seen the
So
movies.
the character Renesmee online,
Yes.
people will say her name
The
different every
Bebe.
time, like Ratatouille,
Yes.
or like they'll just insert hilarious long R words. And I kind
That's
of
Yes.
so
love that you're now
funny.
doing this for Oscar
This is
and
that.
Oscarin.
This is the
Oscar.
Ratatouille of A Great and Powerful
Yeah,
Tyranny.
But it's such a cool name.
Oscar the
It
Grouch.
is.
Ouch. Yes. Yes. So, what can we expect in your found family to really delight Oz fans specifically, since that's who's listening probably to this podcast right now?
Hmm.
Okay, well, I really hope, I guess my aim was to take these sort of archetypes that we all know and love and kind of flesh out their backstories um in a way that I guess makes them more real or more I think as in the found family lens that you mentioned, I think like I hope that the way that I've portrayed them makes them feel like they could be like your own found family, your own friend. Like there's sort of a
Yeah.
deeper connection because I'm thinking about like the children's story that I grew up with and how the Cowardly Lion, for example, like we all love him because he's an archetype that we treasure, but you don't really get a sense of like maybe why he is that way. Obviously, Wicked then has expanded on that, but just thinking about like the early classic, it's just he's a lion and he's cowardly, and that doesn't make sense because he's a lion and he shouldn't be. So I hope, I guess, maybe in the footsteps of Gregory Maguire, I've created my own versions of these that will feel familiar to people, but maybe help them like love them deeply or in a new way because they have this more expansive backstory as to how they came to be.
Beautiful. Anything you want to speak on to the folks who maybe are a little bit more mysterious in your book and maybe perhaps a little bit villainous? What to expect with who to trust in
Mm,
in this
this is
kingdom?
good.
Um, I mean, trust no one. Don't be naive.
Ooh,
You've
that's
heard it
good.
first here.
That feels correct.
I
Go
feel
in
Watch
with
like
your
out.
shield. Yes.
I couldn't not have some mystery at play because I
Yeah,
think sort of the image that comes to mind when I think of like my early experiences with Oz is the man behind the curtain, is the
yeah.
false reality. And so
Yeah.
I really wanted to put some aspect of that in the story. It's not one to one, obviously, but there's definitely a sense of like not all is as it seems, and there is sort of a fictional narrative within the world of Eldris that is dominating and blocking out maybe what's actually going on underneath.
Mm.
Intrigue.
Yes.
Intrigue.
We love intrigue. Beautiful.
So you're also a musician and a
Yes, this is my
composer,
favorite fact learning about you. I was
multi-talented.
like, wait, what? Excuse me?
Absolutely incredible. You're known for creating cinematic theme songs for your favorite novels, and you're a founding member of the global book soundtrack phenomenon, Bookish Songs Collective.
Did you
Where
know that you're a founding member?
did you know? I'm reading you facts
It's
about
actually
you.
news to me. Wow.
Yeah. Whoa, this is crazy. So at the back of the book, we've got this QR code to a Spotify playlist,
I
the
babes,
original
babe.
literary soundtrack for A Great and Powerful Tyranny. I've
Yes.
never had this happen. I've had maybe like here's song recommendations or songs
Yeah, this is
like
cool.
speaking of Twilight, Stephanie Miller was like, "Thank you, Muse, for shouting for like inspiring me as I wrote this book." I always think of that.
Oh.
Wait, Stephanie Miller. Is that her name?
Stephanie
Is that
Meyer?
wrong? Oh, Stephanie
Stephanie
Meyer.
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 I was like, that's our
Yeah.
Stephanie
friend.
Mills. Oh yeah, that is one of our good friends, Stephanie
I
Miller.
was
Just
like, wait, is it the
kidding.
same name? No, I
Please
literally went
keep
with
it
you.
in. Please just
I was like,
keep it in. Stephanie did write Twilight.
it's late in
Stephanie
the day for us.
Meyer. Yeah,
Oh
this
yeah.
Stephanie
we
Meyer.
normally record 12 hours earlier, so our brains, we're trying. Well, I will text Stephanie Miller and tell her that she did indeed write
She
Twilight. No,
became
Stephanie.
Stephanie Meyer for a moment.
Stephanie Meyer. Anyway, anytime an author shares sort of what was going on in their brain when they're writing this, I love it. So we do have this playlist. It's the soundtrack to A Great and Powerful Tyranny. And it says original music inspired by the characters and events. I just want to know a little bit more about how this was put together. How did you contribute to it? Please tell us
hmm
everything.
This is
Yeah,
so cool.
so I guess the backstory is I kind of started my internet presence making songs for other people's novels
Cool.
back in like 2016. And
What
then
was
that
your
kind
first
of,
one?
it was Throne of Glass. It was in the
Yes.
height
I
of
mean,
this
I
Nice.
get
era.
it. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Cool.
And then that kind of exploded, and I met a whole bunch of other songwriters through that who were also making
Wow.
songs based on books. And so then we got together and we founded this group, Bookish Songs Collective, maybe 5 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. And we started with fan
Wow.
projects, but we've kind of expanded now, and we've worked with various authors and publishers to make these official soundtracks. So I was like, well, it's my book, so obviously we're gonna do it, right? And of course,
Yes.
everyone was like, yay! So I'm very grateful to them. Yeah, so I guess I had always had in the back of my mind, like as a composer slash singer, that like maybe one day I would make music for my own book. But I'm so glad it's happened this way because we've been able to, with such like a expansive group of musicians, every character has their own voice and their own songwriter. So it's not just me kind of
Wow.
doing
It's
everything.
cool.
Oh, your voice is gorgeous, by the
Thank
way.
you.
Yes,
I have
absolutely
Mm.
contributed some
gorgeous.
things. But
So
yeah,
cool.
so I don't know. It also just felt really special with this project in particular because like the Wizard of Oz film was so meaningful to me in the creation of this, and then
Yeah.
because now Wicked is so big, like Oz with music just it just feels right.
She
And so
sings. The lamb
yeah.
sings.
She's
Yes.
Yes.
always singing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm very excited.
Oh my
What
gosh, so cool.
what can we expect for the sound of it to feel
Yeah.
like, be
Even the
like?
titles, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
It is very cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the overarching tone genre is cinematic, but because we have different artists, everyone has their own kind of unique flavor. So we have a couple of rock tracks. We have
Cool.
um,
Okay.
a couple of more orchestral, like truly film-esque composer vibes for those. We have we have a couple artists with backgrounds in musical theater, so they've kind of brought some of that flair. So there's some that have like really crazy like epic choir vocals with like multiple voices going and like
Cool.
it's super cool. So yeah, it really like runs the spectrum of genre, but overarching cinematic, there's a lot of strings, there's a lot of haunting vocal parts. We really tried to like capture the medieval but also whimsical
Yeah.
and dark vibes. So yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
love
so
it personally. I'm
fun.
biased, but I think it's some of our best work. So
And how would you suggest
Love.
one experience the music while reading or taking breaks while reading?
Mm-hmm.
What would you want that to look like so I could
mm.
take notes?
I think it depends. Like some people like to listen while they read. I personally can't do that. I get way too
I can't do
distracted.
that. Yeah, yeah.
I would say, okay, I would say read the whole book and then listen, except there is one song that I made, which is actually a part in the book where
Ooh.
they meet these beings on their travels called the Losro, which are kind of like Lord of the Rings elves mixed with dryads, and they sing. They sing to bring the forest alive, and that's the forest that gives them life. And so there's this part where they're on their quest, they meet these beings, and they get to witness these beings singing. And so I actually did make that song, so you can actually
So
hear what I
cool.
was thinking when I wrote it. So maybe you could listen to that as you read that part, but otherwise I
Good
would
to
say
know.
maybe read and listen later.
Is that Song of Impartation?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to
I
know.
love
And
that.
there's also an audiobook that is being released as well. So there's
Woo!
Yeah.
so many ways to
It's exciting.
auditorily take in this story, which is incredible. And this just contributes like a whole new level to world building, I feel, like having an actual soundtrack to match with the book that is so
Yeah.
unique. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I've ever experienced something like what I'm going to experience in the future.
I think it's definitely like new, but it's I think it's becoming more mainstream. Like I come across more and more artists online like daily that are
Yeah.
creating songs for books. And I just feel like it should be more mainstream. Like again, I'm biased, but I'm like publishers like take note, like get a soundtrack going. Why not? Like you
It
get
makes
fan
Yeah,
art. Why
sense.
not music? People are always making playlists for books. Why not an original soundtrack that's actually written for it?
I agree. I think
So cool.
that especially now, I feel like even more so, there's nothing I dislike more is when I'm like reading fast. Like I feel like I'm rushed in a reading experience. I really want reading to slow me down because life just moves at such a different pace
Mm.
now with all the things that we juggle in our digital worlds and our real worlds. So I want like a box of things to come with the book. Like I want those kinds of
An
experiences.
experience.
Yes, like I love it because it really is sometimes necessary to have more tangible ways because we have so many distractions too to just keep us in where we chose to head via the book we picked. Um,
Mm.
I think it's so fun and it also makes a more lasting impression, I feel, on myself and the whole
Yeah.
experience.
Mm.
Very, very, very cool. Well, it's not Pride yet in Canada, right? Is Pride in July?
It varies.
Pride as
I think
Every
always.
day.
Let's
every
be
Every day
day.
in
honest.
Canada.
Yeah.
But like it's a fun time to release a queer book
Stop.
is in June here in the state.
Yes.
It's like it's a really great time. So this is
Yes.
awesome that this book is releasing within Pride Month here. So if Thea got to celebrate Pride, like a big day of Pride celebrations, what would she choose to fill that day with? Is she the
Oh my
Grand
Mm.
God.
Marshal? Is she like absolutely
Ooh.
not? That is not my vibe. Just like, what would her ideal pride be, you think?
You know what is so funny? So she's like very socially awkward and nervous whenever she has to be around large groups of people. So I
Yes.
feel
Mhm.
like she would like skulk the parade from like the side and kind of be like,
She's
cool.
observing.
And then she would like go home and read about like the queer history of whatever interesting medical something or other, and then like give her a PowerPoint to her friends. Couldn't be me, but I love
That's a
that.
great
She might be
pride.
like working the medical tent at the parade.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
like taking
that's
care of people.
maybe, yeah, doing the first aid.
I love it. Well, happy Pride
Oh,
to
Thank you.
the
yay.
medical nerds out there.
Oh my God,
That's
Yes.
I don't
brilliant.
know anything about anything sciencey, okay? The amount of Googling I did
You
for
did a
even
lot.
Hmm.
The
so
first like
much.
Yeah,
chapter is
there was a lot in
Oh my
jam-packed.
there.
God.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
like the when she's like observing, I was
the
like, oh, this is
surgery.
a whole thing.
We even cut like two paragraphs because my agent was like, nobody needs to know this
Squeamish.
level of detail.
This
And I
is
was like,
enough.
but I learned it and I want people to know
I
that.
learned it and it was a labor.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
a
I found it
struggle.
very fascinating.
Well,
So
you would.
it spoke to us.
I'm totally her friend at the beginning who's like, "Oh God, this is a lot."
Like, I don't want to do this,
Oh
please.
my
Yes.
God, I'm so squeamish with like needles and stuff. Like weirdly, wounds when they're just happening, like fine. Maybe it's because I played a lot of sports, but
Mm,
like an open like leg, whatever, it doesn't bother me. But as soon as
That's what
there's like
bothers me.
stitches involved or medical like
ah.
wipes, I'm like, "Ugh, get it away."
Interesting. I think I'm reverse. I think I'm good with like all things doctor's office that could be
Mhm.
triggering like needles. Like I'm pretty good with all that stuff.
Mm.
But when I see gushy stuff,
No, you don't want to see
Gushy, that's the
gushing
word.
stuff. Gushing.
like especially if it's like truly uncontrollable.
Mhm.
Right. I don't like to watch an injury happen.
Oh
Like
yeah,
No.
when you're not sure how bad it
the
is and if
aftermath, I'm
they're
like, all right,
okay.
let's do it. Let's deal with
Yeah.
this. But like that moment, not a
Mm.
fan.
I get that.
But anyway,
Yes.
On that delightful
Happy
anyway,
note.
Pride.
on that lovely note, so we have our book club coming up for your incredible novel. I'm so excited for people to read it. And I already
Oh,
know
thank
some people
you.
in our pod squad have made their orders. They're
Oh yeah,
ready.
I saw
They're
them
ready to
today at
read.
Books of Wonder.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
saw them. I actually
exciting.
went through our pre-orders today and I was like, I know that person, I know
I
that
know
person,
that
I know that
person.
person.
Yeah.
So very, very exciting. We're very, very
So,
excited.
since we have you here, what questions are you the most intrigued to receive answers for from your readers?
Oh, that is so interesting. I've actually never considered that, which is maybe an oversight on my part. I feel like I'm kind of an open book, so I'm just excited to see what people take away from it and
Yeah.
maybe what prompts further thought. I'm especially excited. I can't really like spoil it, but the sequel is much more politically minded and it has a lot more to say. I feel like this is sort of I mean, it's not just a setup book, obviously, there's like a character arc, but it's very much Thea in her own head. And then I expand the world a lot in the sequel. So I'm kind of excited, especially for like when people have the full picture. Yeah, that's what I'm most
Mm.
curious for. Which is ultimately unhelpful when this is the only one coming out.
You're like, okay, get to the second one.
Yeah.
When do you know when the second one will come out?
We don't have an official release date
Okay,
yet. I think most likely next year.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
That's not
ready.
that long.
We're excited.
That's not that long to wait. That's lovely.
No. I guess in terms of this one, I should promote the one that's actually coming out. This one's really good, I promise. It's not just a
Yes.
setup book.
Highly
No,
enjoying it.
not at all.
It is
Not at
not.
all.
But I hear what you're saying. Are you excited to hear what people are predicting for the second book?
Yes, actually, so they always say authors don't go on your Goodreads. I did go on my Goodreads
I
yesterday. I know.
totally
I feel
would.
like
I
I
needed the
would.
I
tea.
would not.
What are people
Yeah, yeah.
saying?
Um, I was very intrigued because there's a big reveal at the end and sort of a cliffhanger. And
Yeah.
so I was very intrigued by people's sort of guesses for what like certain things mean. And
Mm-hmm.
so far, there's like one thing that nobody has gotten, but someone got very close, and I was like, I'm watching you.
Don't you dare keep writing things. That is
That's
so
so
fun.
fun.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well, this has been so much fun. So excited for our listeners to read this book. So excited for the book club and for you to have this incredible
Yes.
celebration of it coming out and sharing that experience with your
Our book
grandma.
club will be in July, just to put that out to
Okay.
listeners. If you are not in our Patreon community, the book club is open to all tiers. So if you want to join, and you can also do a free trial week too, if you're really interested in reading this book with community, please come on over. It'll be
Come
probably
on.
towards the mid-July time to give people time to
Yeah.
read the book. Yeah.
So excited. So
Yes.
thanks for being here with us, but we always ask a final question about the slippers. So if you could design your own pair of the ruby slash silver slippers that Dorothy, our girl, wears, number one, what would they look like? No wrong
Mm.
answers. And number two, what would they empower you to do?
Oh. Okay, I mean, I'm a fan of the portaling teleportation element because I have so many international friends. So rather than take me to like some mystical world, I would like them to teleport me. And I would
Love
like
it.
them to be biker boots, but I want them to be really
Cool.
comfortable. Hmm.
Sign me
I
up
think
for a
that's
pair.
okay.
Are they ruby? Are they silver?
No, they would have to be black,
They're
unfortunately.
black. Great.
Oh, I love
Love
it. You're the
that.
first in the
I don't
black
think we've gotten
boots.
that.
Maybe
Yeah.
there
We
could
love
be
comfort.
like to nod to it. I'm thinking two little ruby like jewels, so it could be like a
Yeah.
vampire bite.
Stop. That's so cute.
Little
I
blood
love
red.
this.
Yummy.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Truly, such a
Yes. And that
fan.
feels like a shoe that would be perfect for a great and powerful tyranny.
Yes.
There's no vampires though, just to clarify.
No vampires, but the boot
This is not
feels
Twilight by
correct.
Stephanie
Yes.
Miller. Okay.
By
Actually,
Stephanie
the
Miller,
the
famous
shoes
author.
will feature in the sequel. There's a nod to them, unless my editor cuts it
Oh, the
TBD.
shoes.
Don't cut it. We love the
Please,
shoes.
editor, keep it in.
But they're a pair of beat up red sneakers.
Stop it.
Fun.
So here for that.
Yeah, can't wait to understand what that means.
I know. Give us time. Oh my gosh, so
Thank you,
exciting. Well, thank you,
Victoria. This was so
Victoria.
great getting to
Thanks
have
for
a glimpse
having
into
me.
your process and to this book. And we're very, very excited for it to be in the hands
Yeah.
Super
of so
excited.
many super fans of the world of Oz and fantasy and sapphic romance. Can't wait.
There she is. And we'll have everything linked in the show notes below, listeners, so you can get your hands on
Yes.
a copy and go say hi to Victoria.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Thank you so
Victoria.
much.
listeners.
And thank you, listeners.